It's hard to believe, but it really is finally that time. I'm leaving my latest room here in Mae Sot and I'm heading to the bus station. I'm all packed, the room is all cleaned up, and I really wish I had one more day. This is a night bus to Bangkok, so it's about 5:45 right now, heading to the bus station. Bus leaves at 7, arrives in Bangkok around 3, and to be honest, I'm pretty tired. I'm not ready for a long night ride, on a bus. But yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't think I'll be doing a lot of filming during the night because it's going to be dark and I'm going to be on a crowded bus, but we'll see what happens. I'm shooting with my GoPro Hero 7, by the way, for those keeping score. The Insta360 camera is a little bit too delicate to take into a crowded bus, that kind of situation. And my Hero 9 isn't working right now, so I've gone back to my Hero 7. So that's what you're seeing here. But this is my room, all cleaned up and ready to go. Got my backpack there, my knapsack over here. Everything is nice and clean. I hope I did my best to keep everything in good condition. And yeah, there I am. Yeah, I gotta stop talking, I gotta go. So I'll see you at the bus station. Here I am at the bus station, very exciting. And my bus apparently has arrived already. The woman at the ticket counter was saying something, and yeah, I was able to check in already. She's pointing at the bus, and there it is, Bangkok, Mae Sot. And that logo there, that's the logo of my bus line, I guess. Anyway, it's quite early for it to be here. It's not even 6:30. I'm supposed to leave at 7, but here's the bus station. Not so busy. It's all outdoors. And that's the entrance over there. Anyway, I guess I'll get my luggage on board. Well, nothing could be easier. My bag's there inside already, and has a luggage tag on it that the driver filled out. So there's the bus station from the other side. I just went to the bathroom, and I saw lots of people getting onto the bus already, even though it's not scheduled to leave for another half an hour. So I guess I will get on board and take my seat. I was pleased to note that when they filled out the luggage tag for my backpack, they wrote down my seat number. So because that was on my ticket. So that's kind of my ID as far as this bus trip is concerned. It's been so long since I've been on a bus or a train or a plane, anything like that. So I'm like a little kid. I'm doing all those things I see other people do in their videos on YouTube, when they get on the plane and they get to see all the little accessories at their seat and all the little snacks. But I chose a seat at the very front of the bus strategically because I thought I could then look out the front window, and then I would have a lot of, a sense of not being confined. I could see the road ahead of me. But my strategy backfired on me because, yeah, check this out. That is what is directly in front of me. I guess that's a TV. Maybe they're going to play movies up there. And I guess this is a window. One of the reasons I miscalculated was I was still thinking in terms of Canada, because like I said, I just haven't been on buses or trains for an incredibly long time. And if you want to sit, on the other side of the driver, you sit on the right? Because the driver in Canada would sit on the left. So this would always be my preferred seat. But I forgot that the driver sits on the right in Thailand. Yes, I really am that dumb. So basically, I got myself a seat directly behind the driver. So yeah, basically I'm going to stare at a wall for the entire trip. I'll have to entertain myself mentally, I guess. There is a window over here, of course. The other thing is that there's absolutely no room in here for luggage at all. I've got my knapsack, but my knapsack is way too thick to fit into that little space up there. There's just no way. So I have to put it on the floor in front of me, which is not that great. And here are the snacks and accessories. There's my little table. You can put your cup there. Tiny little table. And you get a bottle of water. That's my bottle that I brought. And you get some kind of a fruity drink. And I guess you get some kind of cookies. Dewberry, whatever those are. And as far as I'm aware, this bus has toilets in the back. I'm going to go check those out in a minute, just to confirm that they're there. But yeah, there's the bus. There's the bus behind me. Yeah, there's a few people on the bus. Oops. But not that many. Let's see what we've got going on back here. Oh, okay. So this is the toilet. It's serviceable, so at least it exists. That's always nice to know. And that's it. Just the one toilet at the back. One thing I learned just walking back to look at the toilet is that with my incredible ability, once again, I chose like the worst seat on the entire bus. I mean, I reserved this seat in advance on purpose, and every seat I saw back there was better than this one. Yeah, I do that. You know, like if you ever find me in a restaurant or coffee shop anywhere in the world, you don't even have to look to see where I'm sitting. You'll know I've just instinctively chosen the worst table and the worst seat in the whole place. I just do it every single time. I don't know how. It's like a skill that I have. We've stopped at what feels like the middle of nowhere. It's some kind of a roadside stop. There's nothing here except a little place you can get some noodles and use the bathroom, things like that, buy some snacks. Here's my bus here. We're about halfway through the journey. Been on the road for 4.5 hours. It's 11:30 right now. Have another 3.5 to 4 hours to go. It's been quite a funny trip, to be honest. It started off pretty funny with me being so careful as to reserve what I thought was the perfect seat, and discovered that it was the absolute worst seat on the whole bus. And it actually even got worse. I pointed out how directly in front of me there was a TV screen and a wall separating me from the driver. Well, it turns out there was actually a door there as well. I thought I could sort of crane my head over to the left, look out the door, or look out through this opening and see through the front windshield of the bus. But it turns out that big opening was actually a door. So once the bus got underway, that door was closed, and I was essentially facing a giant wall. There was a huge wall right in front of me. And there was absolutely no leg room. Of course, I got pretty long legs, so I couldn't really get that comfortable. But I feel pretty fine. I feel good, actually, surprisingly good. We got to Tak City in about 2.5 hours. That was a long time to get from Mae Sot to Tak. I've been on that highway road myself on the scooter multiple times, and it just seems to zoom by. Such a great road for scootering, but it isn't that great for a bus because it is such a winding road. I mean, you can stay at speed on a scooter or motorcycle, but the bus really had to slow down. And we were going at like 27. They have a speed readout at the front of the bus, so I could actually see our speed all the time, and it would be like 27 kilometers an hour, 30 kilometers an hour. I think we maxed out at 40 kilometers an hour for that entire trip. And because the road is so winding, the bus, of course, is like curving from side to side to side to side. And I started to experience a fair bit of motion sickness after a while. I had my phone out and I was editing a video. I thought, hey, I'm on the bus for 8 hours. I'll just, get out my editing phone and work on some videos, things like that. But I couldn't look down, because as soon as I looked down with the motion of the bus, I started to feel motion sick. Anyway, this is the place, the little rest stop where we are. You can buy snacks and drinks over there. And then over here, they have a bunch of ready-made noodles that you can get. And the rest of the bus experience was kind of what you would expect, or at least very much like what I expected. It was ice cold, like just absolutely freezing on the bus. They had the air conditioner cranked up to "you will die" by hypothermia levels, and there were a lot of people on the bus that were kind of outfitted like they were going skiing. At one point, I walked very carefully to the back of the bus just to use the bathroom, on the bus itself, and I could see people that were like dressed up like in mummy bags with hoodies and hats and gloves. I mean, they really came prepared because they knew how cold it was going to be. So that's pretty funny. And almost as soon as the bus started to roll, they turned off the lights. I mean, it was pitch black for most of the trip. Everybody just went to sleep, essentially. They're either asleep or looking at their phone, something like that. And when I decided I wanted to try and make my way back to the toilet at the back, I kind of did that just for the experience. And again, it was so dark I couldn't see anything in the aisle, and it was really, really narrow. And of course, it was I'm not quite sure who they are, but this set of 7 or 8 young men got on board, and they were all 6 feet tall or taller, really tall guys, big guys. And I think there's some kind of a sports team. But anyway, their legs are so long they couldn't fit underneath the seat, so they put all their legs out into the aisle, of course, to try and get comfortable. They could stretch out. And because it was pitch black, I couldn't see any of the feet down there. And so I'm trying very hard. I'm holding on to the luggage racks above me and stepping very carefully, trying not to trip over all these feet that were out in the aisle. And then I get to the back where the bathroom is, and I knew from my scouting trip how you open the door, so I knew the bathroom was there, and I opened the door, but it was like pitch black. I mean, there was just no light at all, and I had no idea what to do. And then I hear a voice, and I kind of look down, and I sort of see a shape down on the floor, and it turns out it's the woman, like sort of the bus stewardess. She had made her way to the back of the bus at some point, and then she just lay down on the floor and was going to sleep. She had a little corner there that she was sleeping in, all kind of curled up in a ball. And she knew that I was in trouble there in the dark. And she said in English, light, light. And she was pointing in a certain direction. And I couldn't see anything. It was so dark. But I kind of looked at where she was pointing. I could just kind of make out her shape. And then I felt along the wall. And eventually I found a light switch. And I managed to turn it on, and then once I had the light on, I could go in there. But using that toilet in this moving bus being thrown from side to side as we're winding along this road, that was a challenge, and I don't think I was very successful. And of course, it was just soaking wet. There's like a ½ inch of water in the bottom of the toilet, because it has a raised ledge at the entrance, because it has one of the hoses in there, and the hose was leaking. And it filled up the whole thing, and my feet got soaking wet from being inside the toilet. So, yeah, I mean, that's the bus experience, right? This is more or less what I was expecting. Everything that's happened is pretty much what I thought would happen. So, yeah, 3 to 4 hours, and we should be arriving at Chit Northern Bus Terminal in Bangkok. The journey is over. I've arrived at the bus station here in Bangkok. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. We just arrived, so the trip started at 7 p.m. Got here at 4, so it was a 9-hour journey, and we covered just about 500 kilometers. So 9 hours to go 500 kilometers. Yeah, the trip wasn't as difficult as I expected. The time kind of flew by. even though I couldn't really see anything in front of me. I couldn't really see out the windows to the side. I was basically left to my own devices. I listened to podcasts most of the way here, things like that. Just sat in the chair and waited out the time, and here we are. And the buses pull up in this huge space over there to my right. Big open space. And then there's a series of benches over here, which are quite welcome. You can just sort of sit down here and get your bearings and figure out what to do next. I've never been to this bus station, and I don't know how one leaves from here, you know, the most convenient way to do it. But I have my own idea for an odd way to get from here to my guest house. Though, of course, I'm in no hurry to get there because it's so early in the morning. I won't be able to check in for a long time anyway. But the basic idea for me, what I'm going to try to do is just walk from here to an MRT station or a BTS SkyTrain station, whichever one I can find. And then once I'm in the metro system, I'm going to try and work my way down to the river. And at the river, I can take the Chao Phraya express boat and go down the river or up the river, depending on where I end up. And there's a Chao Phraya express boat stop near where my guest house is. I haven't stayed in this guest house before, so I'm really kind of clueless right now about where I am in the city and how I leave from here. Just on the way in, it definitely looked like a difficult neighborhood. I mean, there's just nothing but highways all around, flyovers. So I'm not even sure whether it's possible to walk from here to get anywhere. But yeah, I'm going to sit here for a little while, get my bearings. And I don't see any kind of a bus station either. There might be one behind me somewhere, but I haven't seen any kind of a building. I thought I could sit inside and have a cup of coffee, relax inside or something like that, but I don't even know where the bus station building might be. I don't see anything like that here. But anyway, I'm going to get ready and start walking around and see where I can end up. Well, things have calmed down quite a bit since I left from the bus station itself. Wasn't quite the arrival I was expecting. As I said, I thought I'd be dumped into a big terminal building of some kind. And I guess they have one, but it's up at the other section of this bus station. And the most convenient way for me to get to the BTS station just seems to be to walk this way. So that's what I'm going to do and see where I end up. As I said, there's a lot of highways here, a lot of overpasses. And the trick for a pedestrian is how to get through, around, and over all these highways. So yeah, there's the bus station back there. And it turns out that this bus station is right beside quite a large park. I was looking at it on Google Maps, and it says it has a butterfly garden, insect garden, that kind of thing. So it'd be a cool place to hang out in other times. At least this road is down on ground level, so I can walk across it. Of course, as with most bus stations and train stations, when you arrive in those places, spend any time there, you walk away with an impression of taxi drivers. There were a lot of taxi drivers there, and they all come up to the bus when you get off. And I've never had a great experience with a taxi driver in Bangkok, so I tend to avoid them whenever I can. And if I can get somewhere on foot and find a MRT or BTS station, that's what I'm going to do. This is actually turning out to be easier than I expected. When I was looking at Google Maps,
I saw that this walking route ran straight into a large set of highways, and I was wondering whether it would be possible to get over the highways, but here they are right here, and I can just walk right underneath them, so that works out pretty well. This is one of the entrances into the park that I was talking about, so it really is here. It's quite nice on the inside, and I can hear all kinds of insect sounds from the the ponds in there. I'm a little bit familiar with the MRT and BTS train systems here. Not hugely familiar, but a little bit. I've taken them in the past. But I think of them as having two sections, like the BTS SkyTrain and then the MRT. But I think at the Mae Chit station, both of them are there. The BTS line and an MRT line, they intersect there. And the quicker route for me would be to take the MRT down to the river. It's just a few stops, and then I can take the boat from there. If I take the BTS line, it goes in a long loop, brings me down to the river far away, and then I'd come back up by river. So I'm hoping to take the MRT and take the shorter route. I just love the boats here. I mean, of course, I could have hopped in a taxi at the bus station and gone straight to my guest house, but there's not much point doing that this early in the morning. It's not going to be open. I seem to have arrived at the spot where the BTS line and the MRT line intersect. So this is Mae Chit BTS SkyTrain station and the Chatolakuk Park MRT station. They should be combined in here somewhere, but I'm not sure which one that is. That's probably the BTS line, right? The SkyTrain. And maybe the MRT is underground. I don't really know. So I guess I head over there next and try to find it. I think it starts running at 6 a.m. and it's about 5 in the morning right now. Ah, check it out. There's the MRT station entrance. So it does run underground apparently. So that's what I'm looking for. And I was sort of hoping there'd be an Amazon cafe or some kind of coffee shop here I could hang out in for an hour, but I don't see anything in this neighborhood that's open. Just not that kind of district, I guess. Maybe there's something inside the BTS SkyTrain station, the Mae Chit station. I don't know if this will be clear on the GoPro screen, but I am right here. There's a little sign that says, "You are here." And that's BL13, which is the Chatuchak Park MRT station. And you can see it's combined with the Mae Chit BTS station. And over here is the river. And that's where the Chao Phraya Express boat has a station right here. And then I can move along the river to get to my guest house. So what I want to do is enter BL13 and go down to Gampang Pet Station, then Bang Su Station, Tao Pun Station, and then Bang Pho Station. And that's where I'm getting out. So it's like 4 or 5 stops and get out at the river. As you can see, it's a pretty extensive system once you combine all the trains and the subways and the sky trains and the MRT lines. The funny thing is that ever since I arrived at the bus station here, I've had the feeling like I've arrived in a different country. To be honest, I was even walking along and thinking as if I was in a new country. Like I saw a 7-Eleven and I thought, oh, I should get something to drink, but oh, I need to change money first. You know, I had this, like, for a tenth of a second, I was thinking, oh, I got to get local currency before I can buy anything. Because being here in Bangkok feels so different from Mae Sot. I just felt, you know, the journey to get here felt so long that it really did feel like I showed up in a new country rather than in a new part of Thailand. Okay, I've just been hanging out here at the side of the road waiting, and it's now just after 6 in the morning, and as far as I know, the MRT should start running at 6. So I'm walking over here to see whether the doors have been opened. Yep, looks like everything is ready. Feels like it's been a very long time since I've gone into any kind of a modern subway system. So this ought to be a lot of fun. Planet Doug style fun anyway. Going down the escalator was even fun because they've cranked them up. They're moving much faster than I'm used to escalators running. But here are the machines where you can get your single ride tokens. So I assume I just hit the screen, select English, and then everything should be straightforward after that. So I hit the screen and I get an English option. Oops. Select your destination on the map, and I want to go to Bang Pho. Please insert coins, 24 baht. And as I figured out, I'm not in a new country, even though it felt like it. So I actually have I have Thai baht in coins. One more baht. And there we go. And there's my token. Another one of these escalators. I have to, yeah, if you're not careful, you step on this, you'll flip over backwards. All right, I don't know which side is for me though. Oh, I'm on the other side. Just noticed a train was arriving on that side, but that's not for me. On this side, it says to Bangsu Tapun Bang O, and that's where I want to go. It's kind of cool. They have all the tracks are blocked with these safety windows, and these doors will open when the train arrives. This whole experience is bringing me back to my time in Taipei, living in Taiwan, because I spent so much of my time in the subway system there, and everything here looks very similar to the system in Taipei, right down to the tokens. And of course here you can buy a pass as well, like what they call a stored value card, and then you can just use the card until the money you put on the card has run out. And as far as I understand the system, you touch this on the turnstile to go in, but when you exit there will be a slot, and you put the token in the slot, and then it will let you out, as long as you don't drop it and lose it before you get there. And here comes my train. I read online that during rush hour periods a train arrives every 5 minutes, and other times it's every 10 minutes. Nice empty train, even though it's technically rush hour. Oh, and that's cool. They have digital signs on the inside, so they can change it to make it read anything they like. A lot more efficient than having to remove physical signs every time they make a change in the system. And there you have it. Modern subway system. And I was reading online that the voice for the announcer is some kind of a well-known
Thai news broadcaster. They used her voice for the announcements. I don't know if that's both in Thai and in English. I think we're arriving at Tan Po Station, and we've come up above ground, which makes a lot of sense because we have to go across a river here. So I guess they didn't dig a tunnel under the river. We're going to go over top of it. But I'm getting off before we get to the river. Look at that. Oh, I was going to say look at that, Bangkok, but we can't see it anymore.
สถานีเตาปูนโปรดใช้ความระมัดระวังขณะก้าวออกจากรถเตาปูน Station. Please mind the gap between train and platform.
And one thing I noticed is that the gap does seem particularly large on this train system. Could be imagining things, but feels like the gaps I've seen in other train systems aren't quite that wide. You really could step into that one.
Next station, Bang Pho. Train doors open on the left.
So, next station is my stop. And there's Bangkok. It's a big place. It's always how I feel about Bangkok whenever I've been here. It's just huge. Just goes on forever in all directions, it feels like. My stop.
สถานีบางโพโปรดใช้ความระมัดระวังขณะก้าวออกจากรถ Bang Pho Station. Please mind the gap between train and platform.
And there's the river. It's quite close to the station, which is nice. So I just have to walk down to underneath the bridge there, and I think there's a stop for the express boat. At least I hope it goes up this far. If it doesn't, I've come all the way here for no reason. And I'm not sure when the boats start running, but they're probably running now. And someone was telling me that there's been a lot of flooding in Bangkok because of all the heavy rains. And it certainly looks like it's going to rain today. A lot of rain clouds. So I was right. They have almost like a little basket here, which is interesting. And you put your token in there or tap your card. Okay, that's interesting. It's built into the same place. So there's a slot for your token, or you can tap your value added card. And let's see. There we go. Oh, we got. I didn't get it on video, but I had to go through security to get into the MRT station. And I just noticed there's another security desk there, like with metal detectors and the guard and the whole thing. But of course, the woman saw me coming up there with all my cameras and the backpack and stuff, and she indicated, okay, go through the metal detector. But of course, it beeped like crazy. But she just says, yeah, just go. She didn't want to search through all my bags. And that's me in Bangkok. I was just checking Google Maps to see how many stops I have to go on the express boat, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 stops, and I want to go to this station, Phraya. And I look for a boat with an orange flag to go there.
getting a bit nervous because this whole thing looks like it's under construction. The entrance is completely barricaded. But wouldn't surprise me if that turned out to be the case. But maybe there's still a way to get on the boat. If I can duck through here. Oh man, it is not looking good. I can tell you that. Oh. Bang Pho Pier. Nice. Got a sign. And actually, I think I hear a boat engine. They have a very distinctive sound. Yes. So it looks like they're going to be upgrading this whole facility. And that's what all this construction is over here. Looks like they're building a new terminal. But it's not done yet. And there is the famous and historic Chao Phraya River. And there's one of the boats. I don't know if that would be one of my boats or not. I'm just going to take my time and get the next one, of course. And I guess you just buy your ticket on the boat. I've taken these river boats quite a few times in the past, but it was a long time ago. At least it feels like a long time ago. And I remember buying a ticket before I got on the boat. But maybe there's different ones. Man, look at the river. It is flooded and moving fast. Crazy. Oh yeah, that boat did have an orange flag on it, so that would have been my boat. Oh, they got a whole bunch of them here, like flags. Maybe that indicates which boats stop here. Red, yellow, green, and orange. And I want the orange one. And here comes a boat, but it is a green and yellow flag boat. And I don't think that's the one I want. I don't quite know where this one goes. Yeah, they don't mess around. They just touch down and go. Green and yellow. Check that out there. Got a like a tugboat pulling a set of 4 barges upriver against this current. Man, that is a job. Hard to believe a boat that small can pull anything that large. The engine's putting out a lot of horsepower. I was just checking out the website for this company, the Chao Phraya Express Boat Company. It says it was established in 1971 by Kunying Supatra Singolaka. So it's been operating for 50 years. And there are the different passenger boats, the Orange Line. And according to this, it has a flat fare of 16 baht. The Yellow Line is a flat rate of 21, and the Green Line has different fares depending on how far you're going, and Red Line 30 or 50, I'm not sure. Also on the website, I saw something about catamarans. Those are their newest boats, and I guess this is the catamaran. I have no idea where it goes. It's a purple flag boat. Check that out. That is wild looking. The Mine Smart Ferry, single price 20 baht, but I don't know anything about this boat. I don't know where it goes. That is so cool. Much bigger than the other ones. All right, I think it's time to go. Orange flag coming up. So I think this is my boat. Hopefully it's not too crowded. And there it comes. A little crowded, but I guess I can just find standing room only. You have to be sure on your feet. And here we go. There's an orange boat heading upriver. Vibrating my whole body. Inside of the boat. Coming up on the next stop. I like the rhythm that they have, the system of the ropes and the whistles for all the signals, because the man with the whistle is signaling to the driver what to do and things like that. And it all starts with him taking that rope and he throws it over one of the pylons. Then the boat has to go into reverse until that rope is tight, and then that lines it up on the dock for passengers. So now the boat's going to go forward and, well, backwards now. And once the rope is tight, then it's perfectly aligned with the dock. And that's when he lets people get off. Right there. Yeah, it sucks the boat into the side. Now people can step off. Signal one blow to loosen the rope, and then we set off again. And he'll do that all day long for hours. Thank you. So I paid my fare, 16 baht. And they have this system in Thailand, I think in other countries too, where the ticket sellers carry a little metal tube, and they can use the lid of the tube to tear the paper and make little marks on it. Arrived at another stop. Oh, okay, this one's a big one. He's got to, oh no. I wonder if he has different ropes up there, different lengths. There you go. So he releases the tension on the rope. And as you can see, there are different stops on different sides of the river. So that blue dot, that's me, our boat. And we're now going to the other side of the river to these stops. And then we go back again to the other side, back and forth. We skipped one stop that I was expecting, so we got here quicker than I thought. So this is my stop here. Yeah, there it is there. Our seats. And you'll start to see foreigners all of a sudden. Yeah, we have to wait until the boat backs up and sucks into the dock, and then we can get off. And there goes my boat. It's kind of the definition of you snooze, you lose. If you're not paying attention, you can go right past your dock so easily, and you're heading down river, and you're gonna have to come all the way back. Just nothing wrong with that. So I kind of ended up in this neighborhood almost by accident. I just booked a hotel almost at random, just a very basic budget sort of place called the Khaosan Art Hotel, and it's about 200 meters away in there somewhere. Last look at the river before I leave it. And there's another one of those, I don't know, do you call that a catamaran? It's certainly different than the boat I was on. I like my boat better, of course, because you're outside and you're not enclosed by windows. Oh, looks like this dock is only for orange flag boats. I don't see any of the yellow or green flags here at all. Interesting. Anyway, let's head inland. According to Google Maps, I was here 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, something like that. Hello. Oh, this is nice. They get a lot of tourists here, of course. This is a tourist area of Bangkok. So they put a very detailed map here to show you exactly where all the stops are. For the Chao Phraya express boat, and I guess there's a tourist boat as well. Oh, okay. So I guess she's selling tickets for a hop-on, hop-off tourist boat. Okay, looks a little bit different. A blue thing. That might be something to do for fun. Okay, so it has an all-day river pass for 150 baht, and then they can just get on and off all day long. Unlimited hopping, or 30 baht for one single journey ticket. So I guess that hop-on, hop-off boat just goes up and down the river all day long, visiting all the big tourist attractions around here. I didn't realize it was so close. I just stepped out of the gate from the Chao Phraya riverboat, and my hotel is right there, just up ahead on the left. The Khaosan Art Hotel. I ended up there mainly because they had single rooms available. It was like a economical, like budget choice for me. When I booked the room through Agoda, and after I booked it, I got an email from the art hotel kind of giving me the lay of the land and sort of giving me a heads up that the email said, you know, be aware the room you have booked is quite small, and there are no elevators, even though my room is up on the 5th or 6th floor. So they didn't want any surprises to be waiting for me when I showed up. That was very thoughtful of them. There it is right there. Khaosan Art Hotel. I won't be able to check in, of course, it's too early. But maybe I can drop off my backpack, leave it there, and that's it. Checked in. Really nice experience. The woman at the counter there speaks excellent English, and she is very helpful. And yeah, here's the lobby area for the Khaosan Art Hotel. As I said, I'm right in the heart of the tourist district, so see lots of people like me here. And my room is not available yet. The people haven't checked out yet. But the woman at the counter said that if I paid a little bit extra, if I upgraded the room, then I could check in right away. So I did that. And I don't imagine it's going to be any kind of a luxury room, so upgrading has to be taken with a grain of salt. Oh, over here. 214 is what I'm looking for. Yeah, I find these budget guest houses in Thailand are really quite something. They're kind of like rabbits' warrens, little tunnels going off in all directions. So look at all these rooms. They jam in as many rooms as they possibly can. And here's 214. And as you go higher in these buildings, in these like guest houses, the stairs just get smaller and smaller and smaller. Look at that narrow passageway.
it is. Oh, I think I have to do that to get lights. And here's my home for the next 3 nights. Has air conditioning, which is nice. Has its own bathroom, of course, which is nice. And a window view, looking down at the banks of air conditioners. Look at that. You get a couple bottles of water, some shampoo and soap. The room has a distinct odor of cigarettes, or something unpleasant, but I can live with that. So there it is. The air conditioner, yeah, it's working. And me being me, I was very pleased when the woman at the counter, as she was checking me in and she gave me the room key, then she told me, okay, this is the Wi-Fi and there's no password of any kind. You know, she gave me that all that information right away. So that was great. So, and that's pretty much it for the first stage of my journey from Mae Sot to Kuala Lumpur. Call it day 1. I think I'm going to end the video here in my room. I've unpacked a little bit. I haven't unpacked fully, but I've taken a quick cold shower, so I feel much better. And I'm just going to go down to the lobby and have a cup of coffee down there in the hotel restaurant. Maybe have breakfast there. I'm actually a little bit hungry because I haven't eaten for a while. Yeah, I've been looking around this room, but I'm trying to remember what kind of a room I booked, which was cheaper than this room because, like as she said, I had to upgrade to this room. I had to pay extra in order to check in right away, which I was happy to do because, yeah, it's actually, it's still like 7:30 in the morning. So, yeah, all things considered, that trip went quite well, you know, considering how many things could have gone wrong and didn't. You know, here I am in my room in Bangkok. And so I'm going to end the video here, and then I'm going to head down to the lobby and have a cup of coffee. And I will see you in the next video, as I assume I document some of my experiences here in Bangkok. I have not made any plans. I have no idea what I'm going to do in Bangkok for the next 2 days. But yeah, I'll find something interesting to do. So I'll see you in the next video.